Welcome my friends, bienvenidos mis amigos. En este video vamos a ver varias frases en diferentes tiempos verbales. La idea es que puedan decir la misma frase en pasado, presente y futuro en inglés. Vamos a empezar con presente afirmativo. I eat breakfast every morning. I eat breakfast every morning. Yo desayuno todas las mañanas. I eat breakfast every morning. Ahora en negativo sería I don't eat breakfast every morning. I don't eat breakfast every morning. Yo no desayuno todas las mañanas. I don't eat breakfast every morning. Es importante reconocer las estructuras en inglés para que puedan hablarlo más rápido. Siempre vamos a usar un pronombre. En este caso estamos usando I. Y para hacer la oración en negativo vamos a usar un auxiliar. En inglés no simplemente se le agrega la palabra no, tenemos que decir do not, pero se contrae a don't. La oración en pasado sería I ate breakfast this morning. I ate breakfast this morning. Yo desayuné esta mañana. I ate breakfast this morning. Y la oración en negativo sería I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. Yo no desayuné esta mañana. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. Y aquí de nuevo vemos el verbo auxiliar did not y se contrae a didn't. En futuro vamos a usar el auxiliar will. I will eat breakfast tomorrow morning. I will eat breakfast tomorrow morning. Yo desayunaré mañana por la mañana. I will eat breakfast tomorrow morning. Y en negativo es I won't eat breakfast tomorrow morning. I won't eat breakfast tomorrow morning. Yo no desayunaré mañana por la mañana. I won't eat breakfast tomorrow morning. Y una pregunta que podríamos usar aquí es Do you eat breakfast every morning? Do you eat breakfast every morning? ¿Desayunas todas las mañanas? Do you eat breakfast every morning? Muy bien, vamos a continuar con otros sets así para seguir practicando. En presente afirmativo usamos She works at a hospital. She works at a hospital. Ella trabaja en un hospital. She works at a hospital. En negativo vamos a usar She doesn't work at a hospital. She doesn't work at a hospital. Ella no trabaja en un hospital. She doesn't work at a hospital. Y en pasado afirmativo es She worked at a hospital last year. She worked at a hospital last year. Ella trabajó en un hospital el año pasado. She worked at a hospital last year. En negativo es She didn't work at a hospital last year. She didn't work at a hospital last year. She didn't work at a hospital last year. Ella no trabajó en un hospital el año pasado. She didn't work at a hospital last year. Y en futuro sería algo como She will work at a new hospital next month. She will work at a new hospital next month. Ella trabajará en un nuevo hospital el próximo mes. She will work at a new hospital next month. O si es negativo, She won't work at a new hospital next month. She won't work at a new hospital next month. Ella no trabajará en un nuevo hospital el próximo mes. She won't work at a new hospital next month. Y una posible pregunta es, Does she work at a hospital? Does she work at a hospital? ¿Trabaja ella en un hospital? Does she work at a hospital? Excelente. Para el siguiente set vamos a usar They play soccer every weekend. They play soccer every weekend. Juegan fútbol todos los fines de semana. They play soccer every weekend. En negativo sería They don't play soccer every weekend. They don't play soccer every weekend. no juegan fútbol todos los fines de semana. They don't play soccer every weekend. Y en pasado podríamos decir they played soccer last weekend. They played soccer last weekend. Jugaron fútbol el fin de semana pasado. They played soccer last weekend. En negativo sería they didn't play soccer last weekend. They didn't play soccer last weekend. No jugaron fútbol el fin de semana pasado. They didn't play soccer last weekend. En futuro también podemos usar contracciones. Por ejemplo, they'll play soccer next weekend. They'll play soccer next weekend. Jugarán fútbol el próximo fin de semana. They'll play soccer next weekend. En negativo es they won't play soccer next weekend. They won't play soccer next weekend. No jugarán fútbol el próximo fin de semana. They won't play soccer next weekend. Y para hacer una pregunta podríamos usar do they play soccer every weekend? Do they play soccer every weekend? ¿Juegan fútbol todos los fines de semana? Do they play soccer every weekend? Excelente, vamos a seguir con otras oraciones. En presente afirmativo podemos usar he reads a book before bed. He reads a book before bed. Él lee un libro antes de dormir. He reads a book before bed. En negativo sería he doesn't read a book before bed. He doesn't read a book before bed. Él no lee un libro antes de dormir. He doesn't read a book before bed. Y en pasado usaríamos he read a book before bed last night. He read a book before bed last night. Él leyó un libro antes de dormir anoche. He read a book before bed last night. Y en negativo sería he didn't read a book before bed last night. He didn't read a book before bed last night. Él no leyó un libro antes de dormir anoche. He didn't read a book before bed last night. Y en futuro afirmativo podemos usar he'll read a book before bed tonight. He'll read a book before bed tonight. Él leerá un libro antes de dormir esta noche. He'll read a book before bed tonight. O en negativo sería he won't read a book before bed tonight. He won't read a book before bed tonight. No leerá un libro antes de dormir esta noche. He won't read a book before bed tonight. Y una posible pregunta es, does he read a book before bed? Does he read a book before bed? ¿Lee él un libro antes de dormir? Does he read a book before bed? Excelente, si les gusta este contenido, les invito a dejarme un like para que este video pueda llegar a más personas que estén buscando aprender inglés. Continuamos con el siguiente set de oraciones. En presente afirmativo, I study English every day. I study English every day. Yo estudio inglés todos los días. I study English every day. En negativo sería I don't study English every day. I don't study English every day. Yo no estudio inglés todos los días. I don't study English every day. En pasado es I studied English yesterday. I studied English yesterday. Yo estudié inglés ayer. I studied English yesterday. O en negativo, I didn't study English yesterday. I didn't study English yesterday. Yo no estudié inglés ayer. I didn't study English yesterday. En futuro es I'll study English tomorrow. I'll study English tomorrow. Yo estudiaré inglés mañana. I'll study English tomorrow. O en negativo, I won't study English tomorrow. I won't study English tomorrow. Yo no estudiaré inglés mañana. Y les tengo esta pregunta. Do you study English every day? Do you study English every day? ¿Estudias inglés todos los días? Do you study English every day? Espero que sí estén estudiando todos los días. Empezamos el siguiente set de oraciones. He drives to work every day. He drives to work every day. Él maneja al trabajo todos los días. He drives to work every day. En negativo es he doesn't drive to work every day. He doesn't drive to work every day. Él no maneja el trabajo todos los días. He doesn't drive to work every day. Y en pasado tenemos he drove to work yesterday. He drove to work yesterday. Él manejó al trabajo ayer. He drove to work yesterday. Y en negativo es he didn't drive to work yesterday. He didn't drive to work yesterday. Él no manejó al trabajo ayer. He didn't drive to work yesterday. Otra estructura en el inglés es que cuando tenemos el verbo auxiliar en pasado, didn't, el verbo principal se queda en futuro, en su forma base. Para el futuro afirmativo vamos a usar he'll drive to work tomorrow. He'll drive to work tomorrow. Él manejará el trabajo mañana. He'll drive to work tomorrow. Como estamos usando el verbo auxiliar will, drive se queda en su forma base, no necesita la S. En negativo sería he won't drive to work tomorrow. He won't drive to work tomorrow. Él no manejará el trabajo mañana. He won't drive to work tomorrow. Y una posible pregunta es, does he drive to work every day? Does he drive to work every day? ¿Maneja él al trabajo todos los días? Does he drive to work every day? Good job, everybody. Vamos a ver, la siguiente oración es we live in a small apartment. We live in a small apartment. Vivimos en un apartamento pequeño. We live in a small apartment. En pasado es we don't live in a small apartment. We don't live in a small apartment. No vivimos en un apartamento pequeño. We don't live in a small apartment. Y en pasado es we lived in a small apartment last year. We lived in a small apartment last year. Vivimos en un apartamento pequeño el año pasado. We lived in a small apartment last year. Hay que tener cuidado con el pasado porque muchas veces no se escucha la D o la T al final, especialmente cuando se habla muy rápido. Pero al usar las palabras de tiempo como last year, yesterday, sabemos que la oración está en pasado. En negativo usaríamos we didn't live in a small apartment last year. We didn't live in a small apartment last year. No vivimos en un apartamento pequeño el año pasado. We didn't live in a small apartment last year. Para el futuro podemos usar will live in a new apartment next month. We'll live in a new apartment next month. Viviremos en un nuevo apartamento el próximo mes. We'll live in a new apartment next month. Y en negativo es we won't live in a new apartment next month. We won't live in a new apartment next month. No viviremos en un nuevo apartamento el próximo mes. We won't live in a new apartment next month. Y una posible pregunta es, ¿Do you live in a small apartment? Do you live in a small apartment? ¿Vives en un apartamento pequeño? Do you live in a small apartment? Vamos con el set número 8. En presente afirmativo tenemos The dog barks at the mailman. The dog barks at the mailman. El perro ladra al cartero. The dog barks at the mailman. En negativo es The dog doesn't bark at the mailman. The dog doesn't bark at the mailman. El perro no ladra al cartero. The dog doesn't bark at the mailman. Y en pasado tenemos The dog barked at the mailman this morning. The dog barked at the mailman this morning. El perro ladró al cartero esta mañana. The dog barked at the mailman this morning. Y en pasado negativo sería The dog didn't bark at the mailman this morning. The dog didn't bark at the mailman this morning. El perro no ladró al cartero esta mañana. The dog didn't bark at the mailman this morning. Y en futuro vamos a usar The dog will bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. The dog will bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. El perro ladrará al cartero mañana por la mañana. The dog will bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. O en negativo es The dog won't bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. The dog won't bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. El perro no ladrará al cartero mañana por la mañana. The dog won't bark at the mailman tomorrow morning. Y una posible pregunta es, Does the dog bark at the mailman? Does the dog bark at the mailman? ¿Ladra el perro al cartero? Does the dog bark at the mailman? Excelente trabajo, van muy bien. La siguiente oración es He drinks coffee every day. He drinks coffee every day. Él bebe o toma café todos los días. He drinks coffee every day. En negativo es He doesn't drink coffee every day. He doesn't drink coffee every day. Él no bebe café todos los días. He doesn't drink coffee every day. En pasado es He drank coffee this morning. He drank coffee this morning. Él bebió café esta mañana. He drank coffee this morning. En negativo es He didn't drink coffee this morning. He didn't drink coffee this morning. Él no bebió café esta mañana. He didn't drink coffee this morning. En futuro vamos a usar He'll drink coffee tomorrow morning. He'll drink coffee tomorrow morning. Él beberá café mañana por la mañana. He'll drink coffee tomorrow morning. O en negativo sería He won't drink coffee tomorrow morning. He won't drink coffee tomorrow morning. Él no beberá café mañana por la mañana. He won't drink coffee tomorrow morning. Y una posible pregunta es, Do you drink coffee every day? Do you drink coffee every day? ¿Tomas café todos los días? Do you drink coffee every day? Ya casi estamos terminando. El último set empieza con We eat dinner at home. We eat dinner at home. Nosotros cenamos en casa. We eat dinner at home. En negativo es We don't eat dinner at home. We don't eat dinner at home. Nosotros no cenamos en casa. We don't eat dinner at home. Y en pasado es We ate dinner at home last night. We ate dinner at home last night. Cenamos en casa anoche. We ate dinner at home last night. En pasado negativo sería We didn't eat dinner at home last night. We didn't eat dinner at home last night. No cenamos en casa anoche. We didn't eat dinner at home last night. Y en futuro usaríamos we'll eat dinner at home tonight. We'll eat dinner at home tonight. Cenaremos en casa esta noche. We'll eat dinner at home tonight. En negativo es we won't eat dinner at home tonight. We won't eat dinner at home tonight. No cenaremos en casa esta noche. We won't eat dinner at home tonight. Y una posible pregunta es, do you eat dinner at home? Do you eat dinner at home? ¿Cenas en casa? Do you eat dinner at home? Espero que les guste este formato. Como pueden ver, cuando hablamos de presente, pasado o futuro, muchas veces usamos palabritas que nos hacen saber en qué tiempo estamos hablando. Ya tengo un video donde hablo sobre esas palabras de tiempo y se los dejo aquí para que sigan aprendiendo inglés. Muchas gracias y hasta la próxima.